Today you'll be learning about the area of composite shapes. In this lesson, you will learn to calculate the area of composite shapes. So, just a reminder, the area is the amount of space inside the boundary of a flat, two-dimensional object. A composite shape is made up of more than one basic shape. So it could be triangles, squares, circles, any basic shapes put together into one shape. Here's an example of a composite shape. And you'll see that whenever you do the examples, you can find the area by splitting it up into its basic shapes. So we can split it up like this into these two rectangles, or you can split it up into these, like these two rectangles. So example number 1. We want to find the area of the following shape. First thing you want to do is to split the shape into two rectangles. 1, 2. Then you want to find the area of both of the rectangles. After you find the area of both of the rectangles, you can add them to find the total area, because you're trying to find the total area of this whole shape. So you'll have to add these together. So let's look at rectangle 1. Remember that the area of a rectangle is length times width. So at rectangle 1, our length here you see is 8, and our width is 5. So if you multiply 8 times 5, you will see that the area is 40 centimeters squared. Now remember, keep in mind that that's just this part of the shape. Now we got to find this part. So rectangle number 2. The area, once again, is length times width. You notice here that the length is 7 and the width is 3. Don't let this 12 throw you off. That 12 is the bottom of this whole shape. But the length of rectangle 2 is only 7. And 7 times 3 will give you 21. Now we have to find the total area. We add them together. So 40 plus 21 is equal to 61. So the total area for this shape, this composite shape, is 61 centimeters squared. Example number 2. You want to find the area of the following shape. We want to split the shape into 3 rectangles. You can make 3 rectangles out of this. Then you want to find the area of all rectangles. Then, once again, like example number 1, you add all of them together to find the total area. So let's look at rectangle number 1. Now, pay careful attention to the length here. You can look and notice that this is symmetrical and see that it's 7, or you can see that 5 plus 2 will give you 7, and of course the width is 3. 7 times 3 is 21. So the area of rectangle 1 is 21 centimeters squared. Now let's look at rectangle number 2. The length is 6 and the width is 2. And 6 times 2 is 12. So that is the area of rectangle number 2. Now we're not done. We got 3 parts to this shape. So rectangle number 3 is the same as number 1. The length is 7, the width is 3, and the area is going to be 21 centimeters squared. To find the total area of this shape, you're going to have to add all 3 rectangles together. And 21 plus 12 plus 21 is going to be equal to 54. So the area of this shape is 54 centimeters squared. Example number 3. You've got something different than a rectangle here. You do have a rectangle, but you also have a semicircle. You notice there's a whole circle, but on this circle, the area here in the inside is included in the area in the rectangle. So the other area that we'll have to find is half of a circle, which is called a semicircle. So we want to find the area of the following shape. We want to first split the shape into 2 shapes, a rectangle and a semicircle. find the area of both shapes. And remember, to find the area of the circle, a circle, you use pi times r squared. To find the area of a semicircle, which is half of a circle, you would use half of pi times r squared. And you could also go ahead and do pi times r squared and divide it by 2. That is the same thing by multiplying by a half. So, once you find the area of the rectangle and the semicircle, you add them together to find the total area. Let's look at the rectangle. It's plain as day what the length and width is here. So the length times width of the rectangle is going to be 10 times 4. And 10 times 4 is 40. The semicircle, keep in mind that you're trying to find half of pi times r squared. So we plug in the numbers, and notice here, 4, if you were to carry this over, this is the same length as the diameter. The width of the rectangle is the diameter of the circle. So you want to find the radius, which is the formula. And if you have forgotten how to find the area of a circle, go back to the area of a circle video. So when you're finding 1/2 of pi times 2 squared, which is 4, you will get 6.28 feet. Remember, that is not the area of a circle, that's the area of the semicircle. And like the problems before, to find the total area, you add 40 plus 6.28 is equal to 46.28 feet squared. Example number 4. This one's going to be slightly different. You're going to find the area of the shaded area. So you do not want to find the area of the circle. You are going to need the area of the circle, but all you're looking at is this shaded area here. You're trying to find the area of that. Well, how do you do that? First, you do have to find the area of both shapes. Then you're going to subtract the area of the circle from the area of the square to find the total shaded area. So to sum it up, you're going to get the area of the square minus the area of the circle. If you take away that circle, it's going to give you the shaded area. So let's look at the square. The formula is going to be side squared. Our side here is 4, and 4 squared is 16. So the area of the square is 16 feet squared. The circle, we just reviewed, is pi times r squared, in which, checking out here, this is our diameter. Our diameter is 4. So our radius would be 2. So pi times 2 squared, which is pi times 4, is 12.56. And instead of adding here, we're going to have to subtract because we're looking for the shaded area. So 16, the square, minus the area of the circle, 12.56, is going to be equal to 3.44 feet squared. That is the shaded area. I want you to try this one on your own. Find the area of the composite shape.